Do you love the world of comic books?
I live in the world of comic books.
Do you love comic book movies?
I love comic book movies.
I live in the world of comic movies. I got the magical ticket right here that'll take me in. It's another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me. It's starting right now. I'm Jack Lutz.
Troy Segner.
This edition, we are talking about the upcoming Marvel film, November 4th. It will be Doctor Strange, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Rachel McAdams, Yeafer.
That guy.
Why can I not say his name? Look it up. He's got
Twiddle.
He's got the weird, the coolest name ever. And also Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads.
Uh-huh. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to some bad guy Mads Mikkelsen again. So this is going to be a gamble, I think, for Marvel for this movie, I believe.
The mystical characters are always tough to pull off.
And if you saw the preview for Doctor Strange, I noticed that they had a lot of inceptional,
the world folding,
and stuff. It looks cool, looks great, don't get me wrong. But again, going back to the gamble that Marvel is doing, I think this is going to be their biggest gamble since Guardians of the Galaxy. What do you think?
Yeah, it's harder for people to connect to those mystical characters for some reason. They're great on the page.
Yeah, because it takes away a lot of the human element, I believe, Troy.
Maybe that's it.
It takes away a lot of the everyman.
You can't really relate to them.
Yeah, and
everybody doesn't do magic like that. Harry Potter.
Right. You bring up a good point, though. You do bring up a good point. I mean, look how popular Harry Potter was. Yeah. And that just came at just the right time, really. That was lightning in a bottle. Can that be captured again?
I think if the story's written well, I think it will be.
It's okay.
Personal conflicts. Because Doc Strange, before he got those powers,
he was an arrogant prick of a doctor.
That's the word I was looking for. Prick. He was a prick.
He knew how good he was.
Grade A.
Yep, got into a car wreck, lost the use of his hands.
Yeah.
And so the Ancient One was the one that anchored him down and taught him and humbled him and led him on the path to become the Sorcerer Supreme. And throughout his trials and tribulations, he has fought some of the baddest badasses as far as the black arts are concerned. He's fought Doctor Doom. He's fought the devil himself. He's fought Nightmare. He's fought you name it, Voodoo. Oh my gosh, it goes on and on. And this goes back to what we were saying here too. I think that there's this fantastical story that people do latch on to, that people love to read about, and you gotta have that connection with the character too. And I do think that Benedict Cumberbatch can pull that off.
He's a great actor. I just hope they don't rely too much on the CGI aspect of it.
Yeah.
And because he's got an interesting story. It's almost like a redemption story. He starts out as this guy that you really can't stand. But then he turns into, he's protecting humanity. He's got to show all this restraint in using his power so that he doesn't screw up everything else.
All of reality.
Yeah.
Sure. And something like that, it leads to a lot of conflict, a lot of cool stuff that, again, leads into the whole magical plane here. When the astral projection, the battle of all sorts of magic, white magic, black magic, the stuff in betweenst, and
that's always the biggest question with them. They ask, well, why you got all this power? Why didn't you use it? Well, it would affect all this and would destroy this timelines, and he just it's the restraint he has to use.
I'm interested to see how well it's going to be, because really Marvel's batting average as far as films are concerned, I mean, they're almost batting 1,000 here with a few missteps here and there. And again, a gamble like this, I think they are trying to play off as far as what Harry Potter has been able to achieve, and a few other fantastical and mystical with their movies that have been out there.
I'm hoping they're leading to a Justice League Dark. I mean, they're putting out the cartoon version soon, and now you're getting to see this other mystical stuff with Doc Strange, and if they hit both of those, Justice League Dark shouldn't be far behind.
If you notice that both companies do play off each other quite often, they'll see, well, if this works with Marvel or if this works with DC, let's see if it works for us. Hey, it worked for them. It could work for us.
Yeah.
Something really cool. They're food for thought. So now you have Doctor Strange, and now you have the upcoming Justice League Dark cartoon, which, by the way, you got the returning
Matt Ryan,
Constantine as John Constantine, man, and you got Deadman who's in there. You got Zatanna, and well, we're going off on a tangent here, but this again, it just further proves and it shows you that there is a special place for that magic, for that fantasy stuff that has been hidden in the realms of both Marvel and DC.
Your fantasy books are usually some of the more popular bestsellers. So
yeah, and that attracts also a different type of nerd, a different type of geek, but we're all under the same umbrella.
There's more than one type.
They're all shapes and sizes, man.
Substratas
like
nerds.
Like we talked in our documentary, man, about the Epcon documentary. Yeah. We all come in different shapes and sizes, man. So the one thing that I've looked forward to is seeing and hanging out with those different types of crowds. The more of the D&D crowd, the Magic the Gathering crowd.
It's a big umbrella.
Yeah.
You'll fit. Just come on in.
We're all under the umbrella. That's a good way to put it. Good way to put it. So November, be sure to check out Doctor Strange in theaters. What do you think? Again, we leave you with that question at the end. Do you think there's a special place in comic books for magic? Is this something that you want to see as far as Marvel and DC when
they both have their mystical characters,
when the upcoming Justice League Dark comes up as well? All right, I'm excited for that. You're excited too.
I love Constantine. He has not been.
He don't give a. He
just hasn't been translated well ever. Keanu Reeves.
So what are you trying to say, that I can do magic? Yeah, exactly. All right. If you want to catch more episodes of Talk Nerdy to Me, check us out with the El Paso Herald Post. Check us out with our YouTube page. Check us out our podcasts too.
TalkNerdyPodcast.com.
All right.
It's on iTunes, Google Play.
Look at that.
Android, TuneIn.
So check out
and our YouTube.
All those past episodes, man. They're right there, just a click away. So with that said, we leave you there with Doctor Strange. That'll do it for another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me. I'm Jack Lutz.
Troy Segner.
Good night.
Sleep tight.